Hi, everybody. Okay, I'm here with Gigi, my little girl. That's why you cook. Yes, that's nice. Using my oh, you use too much. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. All right, I'm here to share about an exam I took today in applied statistics, and I must say it didn't go so well. And I'm still disappointed. I'm not as disappointed as I was when I was taking the exam because I really expected it to not be as difficult as it was. Not that I expected it to be easy, but I expected that I'd be confident in all of the questions and maybe I get challenged a little bit. But I was really challenged, and I studied a lot. I studied a lot. I studied for many, many hours over the course of the week, and this morning and yesterday and the day before, and a lot of extra stuff and homework, and I've been working on it, and I was confident, really going in, thinking that I'd be able to handle it without a lot of a lot of craziness, and it started going well. I was nervous to start, and then all of a sudden there was a question I wasn't sure about, and then I said, "Oh God!" And then I moved on to another question, and it was mostly multiple choice, and it's applied statistics. So those of you who've never taken a stats class, it's math plus context. So it's like understanding the relationships between variables and situations and all that stuff. And it was a comprehensive exam since the beginning of the first quarter, really the first quarter of the semester. So, and then another question I wasn't sure about, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep moving on because there's a time limit, and I'm going to keep moving on. And then I got to this one question. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out. It was very, very frustrating. And I was trying to figure out every single equation I could possibly do, and then I was like, oh God. And then I'm thinking, okay, best case scenario, worst case scenario, we choose C. If you choose C, maybe that, but I didn't guess it yet. I kept going on. But after I passed on that one question, it kind of started to change how I saw the rest of the test. And I did everything I could to stay focused and present on what I was working on. And it was hard. It was difficult. And I then went back and started answering the previous questions. And I was looking at my time, and I had about 20 minutes left. And I was like, okay, let me just go and just do this. And I went through those questions. And a lot of those other questions that I had passed on were clearer to me. A few of them I was still not 100% certain on. But it was all right, and it was okay, and that didn't make me feel great, And then I got to that question again, and I tried every single formula I could think and tried to plug in every single thing, and I was just beside myself, and I was just so frustrated. I was writing on scrap paper and trying to fit the formulas in, and I couldn't go. It was crazy. And the professor, it was like maybe there was a minute left of class, and the professor, no, like 5 minutes left, and the professor came over, and she said, well, "You right?" And I said, I just can't take this one question. She goes, oh, which one? I said, it's this one. She goes, oh, number 29. I said, yes. I just have tried everything. I can't figure it out. And she said, don't think so hard. And I looked at her, and I'm like, huh? Don't think so hard. What? That's all I'm doing is thinking. And I'm like, all right. So I went back and checked my other answers again, and I looked at the question again newly in the last couple of minutes, and I still couldn't figure it out. It didn't go kerplunk for me, And I looked at the question, the work I had done on the scrap paper, and one of the numbers I was toying with was one of the choices. So I said, you know what? I don't know. So let me just say it's that. And I circled the answer, and then I put my pen down, and I put my books away, and then I went to go pick up the test again to go turn it in, and this is like literally in the last minute. I looked at it, and I said, it's not so, I'm overthinking it. And suddenly, I saw that it wasn't an actual computational question. It was a contextual question. And if I didn't, and all these extra numbers that were thrown in the question were distractions to what the question was about. And I went, oh, excuse me, Gigi's saying hi to the neighbors. Hey, get over here. And, hey, shush, I'm busy. And so I answered that question, and I turned the test in, and I think maybe out of the 38 questions, there were 4 or 5 questions that I really wasn't certain about. So maybe 2 points a question, so that could be like a 90, that could be 85, I don't know, just kind of like, I don't know. So I was really like walking out. I was planning on walking out of there with A plus, you know, and I didn't walk out feeling like that. So anyway, so I ran into this one guy from class, and he says, "How'd it go?" Right, and he's sitting there outside. And he's like, "Are you just getting out now?" And I looked at him, and in that instant, you know, back in school, I had this issue around math, and I always wanted to be the first one done, because if I was the first one done, I looked the smartest. So I would just kind of guess through the questions to be the first one in, you know. And he looked at me and he said that, and I went like, "Oh, I'm a moron." That's the first thought. Like, no, you're not a moron. You gave it all you had, and he finished before you did, and that doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't mean anything about him. It's just what happened, and relax. Like, okay. So I said, yeah, I did, and I wasn't feeling super confident about it, and then I said, there was a couple of questions that were really tricky. He goes, which ones? And then that one question that I was uncertain about, and that I just told you about, the answer was the answer that I finally indicated. He goes, no, that was the answer. I'm like, oh, thank God. And I got really jealous that he was so confident and I wasn't so confident. I'm like, oh my God, all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my God. And I said, ay. I got off. I got on the bus, got on the train, and I just started kind of thinking, okay, it's one test. It's all these old feelings from all of my academic years and all that stuff was just flooding through, driving me insane. I'm like, okay, well, even if I didn't do well, it doesn't mean anything about me. It doesn't mean anything about anything. There's just if there's something I don't understand or something I don't get, there's some place I got to go to work on and figure it out. And I kept trying to talk myself into that, being positive about it. And the truth is, I had expectations of myself of doing really well, and I just didn't fulfill those expectations of myself. Now, I don't know. I might have done well. I could have gotten in. It's possible. I don't know. I'll let you know next week. I'll let you know. So with that, in that dark, dismal moment, I was done. I was like, what am I doing to myself? Throwing myself into this? It's going to be crazy. There could be way better ways I could be spending my life rather than putting myself through this. You know, there's something about failing and giving up and quitting that I'm not going to let happen, that I let happen before. And to think that I would get through school without the hard work in the face of not knowing something, that's kind of crazy making, but I did think that because I'm arrogant and I know everything. And that's okay. So I decided I wasn't going to work on my paper tonight. I wasn't going to do that, but you know what? I'm going to work on my paper tonight for my other class. I made my dinner. I'm sitting here with Gigi. Yes, my girl. Come on, say goodbye. Come on back up. Come on, say goodbye. Okay, we're going to say goodnight now. And thanks for listening. And I'll let you know next week what happened with that exam. And I had another exam. I'll let you know about that too. And thanks for listening, and I'll keep you posted.